Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Jamie and this is Texas Girl DIYs. I have this 4x6 picture frame I picked up from Michael's. It's a wooden picture frame that comes with this wooden dowel, and it's just so that you can actually stick it in one of those two holes depending on how you want it to display your picture. So you could put it in that hole to display it horizontally like this, or you could actually stick it in the other hole to display your picture vertically. And this is how we're going to actually use our project. So the next thing I'm going to use is this Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle. And I'm just going to go ahead and give this entire picture frame one coat of this Truffle chalk paint. And I also go ahead and paint the sides and don't forget the insides of the picture frame as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is I have these stencils I picked up from Walmart, and they are by Folk Art, and I thought these were really cute. It definitely goes with the coastal theme, and I really love that seahorse. So I'm going to just kind of figure out where I want my seahorse. I wanted to use the crab, but there was no room on this picture frame for the crab, so I went with the seahorse. Then I'm going to take my Waverly chalk paint in white, and I'm just going to take my stencil brush and stencil the seahorse, and then when I'm done with that, I'm just going to also stencil the rope-like part of the stencil around the picture frame. Now, doing the rope part of the stencil was actually kind of tricky because when I had to keep moving it and placing it back down, I had to be sure to line everything up exactly just right so that I could keep stenciling. So this is how it turned out, and I'm going to show you at the end of the video of what I did with it. Today's video is in part of the July DIY challenge hosted by Heidi Sonboul. She does these monthly challenges, and this month the theme is summer or coastal. I'll have the link to the playlist for this challenge along with Heidi's channel in the description box below. If you haven't checked her out after this video, go on over. She's an amazing DIYer and you won't want to miss her videos, so be sure to subscribe. For our second DIY, I'm going to take this round Dollar Tree sign and my sanding sponge, and I'm just going to go ahead and sand off all the glitter off of this piece. Even though I'm going to be using the back side of this, I don't want any glitter on any of my walls, so the glitter needs to come off. So the next step is to take my Waverly chalk paint in white, and I do 2 coats on this entire piece. Next, I'm going to be taking my Dollar Tree ruler and I'm going to be making my shiplap lines, and I space them about 2.5 inches apart. Now, I start doing this with pencil first. That way, if I make any mistakes, I can easily erase it. And then I go back and I take a Sharpie marker and I go over top of these lines. Now, I don't show that in the video because honestly, how many times do you want to see me make lines? Now that my lines are all done, I'm going to go ahead and take, I believe it is the Cool Blue by Apple Barrel, and I'm going to be painting 2 rows in this Cool Blue paint. The next color I use is Aqua Sky by Apple Barrel, and I actually end up having to do 2 coats of this paint because it's actually pretty thin. The Cool Blue, I was only able to do 1 coat. This one I had to do 2. The next thing I do is I take my Waverly white chalk paint and I do some distressing, and then once I get all the white where I want it, I also focus on those lines. I wanted to make them a little bit softer, and so I don't worry too much about whether I cover those lines completely or not, and you'll see why in a little bit. So the next color I'm using is the Apple Barrel paint and Classic Caramel, and I'm just taking my stencil brush and I am just really focusing on the edges of this piece, and then once I get the edges taken care of, then I really go to town with distressing this even more, also focusing on those harsher lines that I was trying to cover up with the white paint, and this helps it give it a better wood look, because it's coastal, it's beach themed, so this gives it like that beach house wood, like the paint was like chipping off the wood kind of theme. You know what I'm trying to say. So that's what I'm doing with this with my stencil brush. So then the next step is I take my Dollar Tree letter stencils and I started stenciling some words on here. As you can see, I already have the word the, and then I'm actually going to freehand the word beach, and I'm also using that same Classic Caramel by Apple Barrel to write my letters. I'm actually mixing that color with the Truffle because I didn't want it so dark, even though it does wind up looking darker than I really wanted it, but I was trying to soften it up a little bit with that Classic Caramel. But anyway, so starting with my pencil, I trace out the word beach, and then I go in with a fine paintbrush and go over those letters. And then I go and use my Dollar Tree stencils again to finish the words that I am painting on here. And then the next step is to just take this Dollar Tree nautical rope and some hot glue, and I'm just going to line the edge of our project. Once that was done, I just cut the end off with some scissors, and now to finish this off with a Dollar Tree seashell. I was going to use the smaller one, but the bigger one actually looks more proportionate. So then again, with some hot glue around the edges, and I just attach that to the top of our project, also covering that little hole that's at the top there, and voila, it is done. For our third and final DIY, again with the Dollar Tree seashells and some hot glue, this is pretty much all you need for right now. So all I did was I took two of the seashells and I glued the ends together, and then I took a third one, again with the hot glue at the bottom, just attaching it to the sides of the first two, and then I did the exact same thing with this one right here, kind of making basically like a little bowl, if you want call it that. And I just like hold it there just for a second to let that hot glue set. And then I take some more of the same size seashells. I think these are like either the small or medium seashells. And so I'm starting off with the 4 seashells, and now I'm adding 4 more in between the first set, if that makes any sense. So just a little bit of hot glue on the bottom and just the sides, because you don't need it on the entire thing, just where the seashells are going to be touching the other ones. And if this isn't making any sense, just kind of watch what I'm doing and you'll see what I'm trying to get at. So I just keep adding some more hot glue and some more seashells, creating a bowl-like shape. And then what I end up doing to finish this bowl off is that I take 4 larger seashells and I attach those on the outside, and then the bottom of those seashells actually kind of create like little feet so that it can stand up. As you can see here, those 4 on the very outside are just slightly larger, and it has like, it kind of looks like little feet, so it stands up like a little planter. And that's kind of like what we're doing right here, is we're making a little planter. So the next thing I'm going to do is take some Dollar Tree rocks, and I'm going to use some hot glue, fill our planter up with the rocks, and then I'm going to attach that succulent into the middle with some hot glue. Then I go ahead with some Dollar Tree Spanish moss, and I'm just going to pull some of that out with some hot glue and just kind of fill in the little cracks and crevices and holes, just to kind of make everything really come together. I absolutely love the way these 3 projects came together so beautifully. I really love the colors, and the beach fixes everything. I'll tell you, if I could go to the beach every day, I totally would. And with that picture frame, all I did was hop on my computer, typed in beach images, and I printed it right off my computer. I wish I had taken that picture. I did not. But all I did was I just took a tiny bit of hot glue and attached it to the cardboard that the frame came with, and called it good. So I really loved making these projects. They were so simple. I actually completed all 3 of these in one day, and they were so fun and so easy. Leave me a comment below. Tell me which one was your favorite. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And I hope that you consider subscribing and ring the little bell so you can get notified anytime I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to check out Heidi Sonboul. Her link will be in the description box below, as well as the playlist with all the other creators that are playing along in this challenge. Thank you all so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye.